Want to know the dirty little secret of truly rich people? They're masters at looking broke. I'm not talking about actual poverty. I'm talking about a brilliant financial strategy that keeps their wealth growing while everyone else is busy showing off. Stick around, because what I'm about to reveal might just change how you think about money forever. We live in a world where social media has turned looking rich into a full-time job. But here's the uncomfortable truth. 90% of people flashing wealth can't actually afford their lifestyle. Meanwhile, the smartest investors, entrepreneurs, and self-made millionaires, they're the ones in Walmart jeans driving 10-year-old Toyotas. So why does this work? And more importantly, how can you use this strategy to stop wasting money on appearances and start building genuine financial freedom? That's exactly what we're breaking down today. We'll cover the psychology behind stealth wealth, why looking poor actually makes you richer, real-world examples of billionaires who dress like they're unemployed, the 3 money traps keeping most people stuck in debt, how to apply this without looking like you gave up on life. This isn't about being cheap, it's about being strategic. Let's get into it. Let's face it, our society often equates wealth with flashy displays. We see it in the luxury cars, the designer clothes, the oversized mansions. But what if I told you that this constant pursuit of looking rich can actually keep you from becoming truly wealthy? It's a paradox, right? Think about it this way. Every time you try to keep up with the latest trends, every time you buy something to impress others, you're spending money. And sometimes you're spending money you don't even have. This is where the concept of the hedonic treadmill comes in. It's the hard truth. The more you try to look rich, the harder it is to get rich. Consider this. That $80,000 luxury SUV, $1,200 per month in payments. The designer wardrobe, $500 per month disappearing from your account. The Instagram-worthy vacations, $5,000 a year you'll never get back. Now imagine investing that instead. $2,000 per month in an index fund averaging 8% returns, and that's $300,000 in 10 years. But here's where it gets scary. Most people don't even realize they're doing this. Sociologists call it competitive consumption. We buy things we don't need to impress people we don't like, and it's keeping you poor. This relentless chase for more only to feel the same emptiness isn't just about money. It's wired into our psychology. Researchers call it the hedonic treadmill, our tendency to return to a relatively stable level of happiness despite major positive or negative events or changes in our lives. It's like being on an actual treadmill at the gym. No matter how fast you run, you stay in the same spot. In financial terms, this means that the initial joy we get from buying something new and expensive quickly fades, and we're left wanting more. We buy a fancy car, and for a while, it's amazing. But then we see an even fancier car, and suddenly, ours doesn't seem so special anymore. It's a never-ending cycle of dissatisfaction. A study even looked at how people's happiness changes with their income levels. It found that once we have enough money to cover our basic needs, food, shelter, healthcare, having significantly more money doesn't necessarily make us much happier. So, if chasing that fleeting happiness through material possessions isn't the key to long-term fulfillment, what is? That's where the idea of looking poor comes in. It's about shifting your focus from outward appearances to internal values and long-term financial security. This mindset isn't just theory. It's how the wealthiest people actually live. Warren Buffett lives in the same $31,500 house he bought in 1958. Mark Zuckerberg wears the same gray t-shirt every day. Ingvar Kamprad, the founder of IKEA, flew economy and drove a 20-year-old Volvo. Why? Because wealthy people optimize for freedom, not flash. A study from The Millionaire Next Door found that most millionaires drive used cars, live in modest homes, avoid luxury brands. They're not cheap, they're focused. Every dollar spent on appearances is a dollar that could be compounding in investments. So, how do you apply this? Let me break this down in a way that actually makes sense for real life. First, there's what I call the 10-second money test. Before you buy anything flashy, whether it's a designer bag or a new car, just pause and ask yourself, could this money make me more money if I invested it instead? That $300 pair of shoes could be $3,000 in your retirement account someday. That $500 monthly car payment could be building your emergency fund. It's not about denying yourself everything, but about making conscious choices. Now, here's where rich people really focus their spending on things that actually grow. They'll invest in skills that increase their income, in their health so they can enjoy their wealth, and in actual investments that work while they sleep. Notice what's not on that list. Stuff that loses value the moment you walk out of the store. That's not being cheap, that's being smart with your hard-earned money. Finally, let's do a quick reality check. Ask yourself right now, if my paycheck stopped tomorrow, how long could I keep living like this? If the answer is 6 months or more, you're doing great. If it's less than 3, that's your sign to rethink where your money's going, because true financial security isn't about what you own. It's about how long you could survive if life threw you a curveball. Now, here's the truth bomb. Nobody tells you. The moment you stop trying to impress people, you win. No more keeping up with the Joneses. No more credit card bills for designer labels you don't even like. No more feeling like you're always one purchase away from happiness. Instead, you get to focus on what actually matters. Your real goals, not the Instagram approved ones. Your real relationships, not the fair weather friends. Your real growth, not your LinkedIn bio. And that feeling, when you know you're not overspending, when you see your savings grow, when you realize your worth isn't tied to your stuff, that's the ultimate power move. Let me hit you with a metaphor. Your life is like a house. The outside? That's what strangers see. The car, the clothes, the flashy stuff you think will make people respect you. But the inside, that's your health, your family, your peace of mind. That's the stuff that actually matters when you turn off the lights at night. The wealthiest people get this. Mark Zuckerberg wears gray tees. Warren Buffett lives in the same house he bought in 1958. Your local millionaire neighbor probably drives a 10-year-old Toyota. Not because they're boring, because they're playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. Here's an uncomfortable question. How many of your friendships would survive if you went broke tomorrow? When you stop flexing your wealth, you attract people who like you, not your wallet. Your conversations get deeper than nice watch, bro. You build trust that doesn't come with a price tag. Think about it. The guy who brags about his Rolex at the bar, he's lonely. The millionaire in sweatpants walking his dog, he's free. And that's the secret. Real wealth isn't about what you show. It's about what you know you don't need to show. Now, here's the thing. Looking poor isn't just about appearances. It's about being smart with your money. And I mean really smart. Because let's be honest, wealth isn't about what you spend. It's about what you keep. So what does that look like in real life? Live below your means. This is rule number 1 for building wealth. It's not how much you make, it's how much you don't spend. The gap between those two, that's your future. Save and invest like your life depends on it. Because guess what? It kinda does. That money you're tempted to drop on a flashy car or designer clothes, invest it instead. Let it grow while you sleep. Avoid stupid debt. If it doesn't make you money or save your life, don't go into debt for it, period. Track every dollar. You wouldn't drive blindfolded, so why spend blindly? Know where your money's going. Control it, or it will control you. And here's the kicker. The richest people I know, they don't look rich. They drive used cars. They live in normal houses. They wear the same few outfits on repeat, not because they're cheap, because they're free. They'd rather have $1 million in the bank than a Rolex on their wrist, because money in the bank, that's options. That's security, that's peace of mind, and that's the real flex. There's a psychological element to this as well. When you're not constantly trying to impress others, you free yourself from a lot of stress and anxiety. You're not worried about keeping up with the Joneses, and you're not constantly comparing yourself to others. This can lead to greater peace of mind, improved mental health, and a more positive outlook on life. You're able to focus on your own journey rather than getting caught up in the rat race. It's also about having a healthy relationship with money. When you view money as a tool to achieve your goals and live a comfortable life, rather than as a status symbol, you're more likely to make responsible financial decisions. Avoid costly finance mistakes. Finance Fiascos Volume 1 Raw Confessions plus mind map PDFs for bite-sized quick review of these videos. Use code CLUE10 for 10% off today only. The idea of looking poor challenges the conventional wisdom that equates wealth with material possessions. It encourages us to rethink our priorities and consider what truly matters in life. It's about shifting the focus from external validation to internal satisfaction. It's about valuing experiences over things and relationships over status. It's a mindset that can lead to greater financial security, personal fulfillment, and a more meaningful life. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, but isn't it important to look successful? Doesn't it open doors and create opportunities? It's a valid point. There's definitely a societal pressure to present ourselves in a certain way, especially in the business world. Then the challenge is finding the balance between presenting yourself professionally and falling into the trap of trying to fake it till you make it. It's about projecting confidence and competence without feeling the need to flaunt your wealth. There's also a powerful element of confidence that comes with not needing to rely on material possessions to feel good about yourself when you know your worth isn't tied to your wealth. You project a different kind of confidence, a quiet confidence that comes from inner security. This kind of confidence is often more attractive and persuasive than the kind that's based on showing off. People can sense when someone is trying too hard, and it can actually be a turnoff. Ultimately, it's about being comfortable in your own skin and focusing on what truly matters. It's about building a life that's based on substance and meaning rather than superficial appearances. So, to recap, looking poor isn't about being impoverished. It's about adopting a mindset and lifestyle that prioritizes financial prudence, genuine connections, and inner satisfaction over outward appearances. It's about freeing yourself from the hedonic treadmill, building meaningful relationships, and focusing on what truly matters in life. It's a strategy that can lead to greater financial security, personal fulfillment, and a more meaningful life. It's not always easy to go against the grain, but the long-term rewards are well worth it. Remember, the goal is to grow your bank account, not your ego. If you found this video helpful, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more content like this.